Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I'm just reminded of how much I love New York City and how I've made it my home. People often ask me, are you going to move out of New York City? And I was speaking with my friend the other day. He's like, you still in New York? Yes. He's surprised. He's like, oh, wow, you're in New York? Yes, I am in New York. You think I'm leaving? I don't know why people think that I will be leaving New York City. I don't know. I mean, I think New York City is a place where either you love it or you hate it. And because when I moved to New York in 2014, I moved here from Atlanta, Georgia. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia for like 3 years. And I'm originally from Florida. But when I moved here, everything kind of fell into place. And when you look at a series of my life events that happened before I moved to New York City, I think it will help to put things into perspective. So I'm going to be releasing my autobiography pretty soon, but it's just like I went through the fucking trenches, yo, before I got to New York. So the fact that when I moved here, things just kind of fell into place. Opportunities were falling out of the sky, literally. It's just like I didn't want for nothing. All of my needs were met. All of my wants, all of my wants were met. I didn't need or want for anything living in New York City, and it still remains. So I had made a conscious decision to make New York City my home. Now, granted, I realize New York City obviously is expensive, but with the expenses, with the cost of living, I've been blessed, thankfully, to been afforded a decent income living here. All right. So, and I think it's just a matter of like my good karma and just the point in my life where I am. We're all, at different points in our life, different phases. And for me, like, it's the point in my life for me to reap what I've sown. So I think that's the thing. I moved to New York at the opportune time and just things are falling in place. But I want to make this video on my delivery review for the year of 2023. I don't know why this delivery app, GrubHub, is sending me this. Like, they sent me this, I think, 2 years ago in 2021. And it shows, like, I'm just like, y'all, I don't think y'all should do this. Why are y'all doing this? I'm gonna like this. I finally found a full dragon's blood sage. Y'all got some mullein today? I heard this is pretty good to like clear out your sinuses, and for some reason I've been having I don't have sinus issues, but recently I don't know what it is. So I'm definitely going to take this. It's a natural herb, mullein leaf. I'm going to make me some tea tonight. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. But yeah, when I got this email, because they sent this to me a couple years ago. And this is I think, they gave me one when I first moved here. The first year that I was here, I believe, was in 2020. I think they sent me a summary at the end of that year, at the end of my first year when I moved back to New York. This was during the pandemic, and I was ordering heavy, y'all. All right, which end should I lay? I just picked this up today, actually. I think I'm gonna lay this in. But yeah, back then, because it was the pandemic, everything was shut down. They were shelter in place. A lot of restaurants, they were closed. You couldn't go in to order. You had to order delivery or for pickup. And so I did hella delivery back then. And GrubHub, I had the audacity to send me this year-end review of my order history. I'm just like, why? And then I like reflecting back, I realized, like, yo, I spent fucking hella money on delivery. It's insane. I'm just like, but that, of course, that didn't stop me from ordering now. But you know what? And I said this before, like before I moved back to New York, I told myself, like, I'm going to hire a personal chef. Like, I'm a foodie, but I don't really necessarily like to cook. Cooking really isn't my thing. Ugh, I love it. I hope my freaking smoke detector doesn't go off, but I love it when sage just burns just perfectly. I gotta go back to this place and get me some more. I should have got I should have got a whole stock of this. I love it. This is Dragon's Blood sage. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, honey, yes. I love it when it burns just perfectly. We smoked out up in here. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys what GrubHub sent me. Like, I order a lot. Now, granted, I can cook. Don't get it mistaken. I think sometimes people get mistaken to believe that people who eat out a lot or who order, out a lot, like they don't know how to cook. I know how to cook. I think the difference is like there are people who know how to cook and love cooking, right? And then there are people who know how to cook, can cook, but just don't like to cook, right? Like, I think cooking is one of those things, like, you have to enjoy it. And for me, it's not, I like eating my food. Don't get me wrong. Like, when I cook my food, I like eating. I like that part. But I don't really like the process of going shopping for groceries and then cooking. I can do it though. I have my moves. Like, I have my moves where there are times where I like it because I get just tired of ordering out. And now, like, it happens where some restaurants and like the delivery service pisses me all the way off. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck ordering out. I'm about to start back cooking because I'll spend like a decent amount. And y'all, I'm about to show y'all how much I've spent this year in delivery for food. But I will like order some shit and spend a decent amount, $30, $40 on the food delivery. And I get my food order and it's fucking garbage. And I'm so disgusted, yo. It's like nothing can frustrate me more. So like, if that happens repeatedly, right? It's one thing for it to happen like one time. Okay, let us just slide. That's just that particular instance. But if it happens, like it's a pattern where it's just like I'm ordering from different places and the food is consistently garbage, like it's cold, it's not the right options, it's just issues with my food. I'm like, you know what? I feel like that's a sign for me to start back cooking. So then I'll go grocery shopping, and then I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and cook, right? And I'll set my mind, my spirit, like to be in position to just cook. But I think for me, I don't know, I just like convenience. I like luxury. And so I think when you have people to cook for you, that's a whole luxury right there. And I've thought about like the possibility of hiring a chef, be honest, someone to do the cooking for me. So here they sent me, right, this email several days ago, and it lets me know like what my 2023 food delivery look like. So the top order item for 2023. So this is this place that is local to where I live. I live in Upper East Side, Manhattan. And it's a deli. But I love like ordering the juices from there because that's like their specialty, right? They make some really good juices and they have like a lot of different fruits. But what I did notice, right, because I'm definitely attuned and I'm woke when it comes to food being organic, non-organic, right, being modified, GMO, genetically modified or not. And I noticed like a lot of their fruits are GMO. And you can tell the fruits that are GMO based on the size, based on whether or not they have seeds in it. So I have noticed that this particular deli, and it's like a relatively new deli. They opened like not too long after I moved into the neighborhood. I moved here, moved here 2020. Damn, 2020, it's been 3 years. Yeah, I moved here 2020. I think I moved in September 2020. And they opened like not too long after I moved in this neighborhood. And yeah, I noticed like their fruits are just larger than what it should be. Like you can tell like the ginger, right? Ginger, like natural organic ginger, it's not that big. But when you come across ginger that's like oversized, right? Like it's like if you look at like the size of the root, like it's bigger than your hand. It should not be bigger than your hand. Their ginger like this like bigger than your hand. It's like, okay, that's GMO. So they actually do, I noticed they do have like ginger that's really big. But I love their juices though. Like they're on point when it comes to the juices. So I order like my top order item for 2023 is a heart cleanse. And it's like with beets. I think it's with beets. It's with orange juice and I think lemon or something. Telling how many of those I've ordered this year, but okay. And so the name of the deli is called Fresh Bites. It's just like on the next block up from where I live. So yeah, it says my top your favorite spots of 2023 is Fresh Bites. This go-to pick is truly a gift that keeps on giving because of their juices, and they make pretty good smoothies too as well. So I've ordered like, let me go back. What'd I do? I ordered like their smoothie with like peanut butter and I forget the other ingredients. But yeah, I like smoothies too. So your favorite time to order with GrubHub this year is at night. Obviously, because that's when I'm off of work. I love this stage, but that's when obviously I am off work. I work in the day shift right at the hospital, so I work like 8 to 4:30, and I get home by like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So of course I order at night. What else? What else they gotta say? So it says, this is a number of places I've ordered from, which I'm surprised is not more. I thought it would be more cuisines, but only 17, not too bad. 17 different places. Now when you think about that, right, that's about one new place a month on average, right? Give or take. 17. So yeah, like one new place a month and 12 months in a year. So not too bad. I do like to explore like new places, but I'm cautious though, because there's nothing more disappointing than ordering from a place, a new restaurant, and the food is not hitting. And because I'm a foodie, like I know some good spots. I know a lot of good spots, and I've kept a decent record of different places I've been to. You guys can check out my album on Facebook titled New York City Restaurants. I think I have one for LA too as well. But when I go to new restaurants across New York City, of course I capture what I've ordered, in a photo, and I'll post it to my album that I created on Facebook. But yeah, I went to this place called Lagos the other day, and it was probably like the third time I went there. It's an upscale African restaurant, I think on 8th Avenue, like in Midtown, not too far from where I live, just a couple miles from where I live. And I've been there before, and the times I went there before, the food was on point. But the last time, which was a couple days ago I went there, I was disappointed. And granted, I did order, like I said, at the bar. That was like, because I ended up missing my reservation time, so I had to sit at the bar. and it was not hitting at all. I was disappointed. I ordered jerk chicken, and the waiter, the bartender, he was like kept asking me, kept checking in on me to see like, oh, how do I like it? And he was trying to flirt with me too. It was funny because it was just like, oh, trying to get my phone number, but I'm like, nah, buddy. So he's like asking me how it was, and I'm telling him it's dry, yo. Like jerk chicken, I don't know. Like, I don't understand how restaurants, I mean, granted, yeah, you may have a high volume of people, customers that come in, but I don't understand, like, how restaurants be getting food fucked up, right? Like, if you have chefs that are decent chefs in the back, none of that food should be coming out fucked up. I don't understand. I get, like, yes, you have a high volume of customers that's coming in, so you're trying to get the food out quick or whatever, but it's no excuse for serving dry steak or dry chicken or dry meat whatsoever. So I was disappointed with that. But yeah, 17 different cuisines. You ordered with GrubHub, so it tells me how many times I've ordered, and I'm like, damn, that's a lot. So it tells me I ordered with GrubHub 231 times in 2023. That's a lot. I'm like, damn, that's almost every single day. And granted, there are some days that I order twice in one day. Like, I'll order breakfast and I'll turn around, I may order like lunch or dinner. Depending. And there are times where I just don't. I'll go days without ordering from GrubHub because I go out to eat. So that's the thing. I do like order out or eat out significantly more than I cook, but I've told myself this. I said, when I get me my island kitchen, my dream kitchen, I will cook more. And then funny enough, like the last guy I dated back in May of this year, like he's like, oh yeah, I know why you don't cook, because you don't have anybody to cook for. Like, that's his own ego. Men sometimes speak for them from their ego, and they assume that everything is centered around them. So he's like, yeah, but if you are, in a relationship, I'm sure you'll cook. You ain't the first motherfucker I dated, okay? Even in my previous relationship where, I was dating my last, like, serious long-term relationship, he was the cook. Like, he really liked to cook. I didn't necessarily. I mean, there are sometimes I did cook, but I like being catered to. That's just me. I like being catered to. But yeah, 231 times is a lie. And it tells me how much I save, which I don't, it's bogus. So you do the math, and I kind of did the math, like 231 times. I'm spending, let's say, if I'm spending on average between $30 and $40 each time I order from GrubHub, and I ordered 231 times, do the math. That's like $6,000 to $7,000 a year, just based on this food delivery alone, not to even include going out to restaurants, right, where I actually dined in. I do spend a lot of money on food. That's one thing I know. I definitely realize. And when it comes to like restructuring my budget, that's clearly one thing within my budget that I know that I can improve upon and spend less money. But I doubt that's going to change. It's not, because I like food. I like to treat myself. And for me, that's a part of my self-care. Going out to restaurants, like picking what I want to eat. Like just now, I actually just came back from Red Rooster in Harlem. And actually, they're pretty good, to be honest. I didn't spend as much as I thought. And then the waiter, he was pretty kind to not charge me for the second drink that I got. He was like, you know what? The second drink is on the house. I was like, okay. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, so I didn't really spend that much tonight. I could spend, $60, I think it was, tonight. But I did go to Legos, which is that upscale African restaurant I was telling you guys about a couple days ago, and that was like $80. And I went to another restaurant. What restaurant did I go to before that? A couple days ago. I went to another restaurant and I spent like $90. Oh, I went to Soko's in Brooklyn a couple days ago, and that came up to like $90. I ordered shrimp and grits. It came with shrimp, lobster and grits, and I ordered like I think one or two drinks, and it came up to like $90. So yeah, you guys get an idea. So yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like I think it's important for me to treat myself, not just like in terms of food, but even like clothes or just going out, period, right? I cater to myself. I pamper myself so that when I'm taking out on a date with a guy, I'm not overly impressed. Like, I'm not easily, I would say, impressed necessarily by how much money a guy spends or where he takes me out, because I do these things for myself. Understand that before anything else. So, I feel like in order to really impress me, you gotta come from here. And I gotta like really feel like, okay, you're genuinely interested. Which, the way things are set up nowadays, guys say like they want something serious. They say they want, to build. They say they really want to invest. They say they're interested. But my test to determine how serious a person is their investment of time. That's my love language. I like this. I love this freaking sage because it's soft. Like other sages, you know how you burn sage sometimes and you find yourself like choking on it like it's harsh? This is far from it. It's a soft burn. Very soothing. I love it. I should have got more. I'm going to go back and get more. I got to go back to Harlem anyway. I'll probably go there tomorrow, but I'm definitely going to rack up on these because this is where it's at. But yeah. So yeah, I make a conscious effort to just cater to myself, pamper myself so that, first of all, I do it for myself, but then it goes to show like when I'm taken out on a date and a man tries to impress me, it's not about how much money he spends necessarily. It's just about, him truly investing quality time and showing that he's truly serious about what he wants. Well, on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm about to make me some mullein tea. I never tried it before, but I heard it's really good. And I feel like my sinuses have cleared up. I don't have sinus issues, but I don't know. Of late, it's just something happened in the air. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? So, definitely going to try that. And I'll catch you guys in the next. I'm going to come back and do a part 2 on the video that I made on small penis syndrome. But until then, I will catch y'all in the next one.